Welcome to my stream. My name is Jules. As always, when you join me here on my channel, you are one of my treasures. Welcome to what I call Area 5T1, where we do discuss the 5Ts on my channel. We discuss transition, we talk about triathlon, we talk trends. It's like the different clothing I like to wear. We talk about teaching/tips, and we talk trucks. Welcome to the stream. As always, feel free to hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome, Squid Fuzz. Glad to see you here. We saw you here at the last minute last night. I know we'll probably be going for about an hour and a half tonight. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Cool, that's cool. I don't know how to make sure that everybody receives notifications. As always, I do thank everyone for the likes, and if you do subscribe, it is greatly appreciated. Also, I will post a link to the merch store. We're getting there to where we'll be able to. The link to the merch store will probably be on the channel soon. We are getting up in view hours to where we can almost monetize. Voltras, go ahead and ask. Hello, Eva. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. My realization putting everything together that I was trans really didn't come till I was age 51. Well, Eva, Kenny, you don't have to be in here. Teresa, I don't know what you're asking me to name. Welcome back, Squid Fuzz. Thank you, Janine. My favorite NFL team would be, well, I guess now they're the Los Angeles Chargers, but I grew up in San Diego, so it is the Chargers. I've already did say your name, Jane Knott. I can do the purple. I usually do it towards around November. I do because that is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and epilepsy awareness is symbolized by purple. That's awesome, Eva. Eva White. Oh, I had to block the other Eva. Go ahead, Maya. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. I'm actually a John. I'm actually a Reese's person. I actually have Reese's peanut butter cup socks. I uh I am not Eminem. Uh, for those of you that are going to start putting in the Christ is Lord, Jesus is God, or all that, please realize that I am an atheist. I do belong to a church of atheism. So it would be a waste of time to come in here and do try to spread anything. No, I have not heard of that show. Well said, Eva White. Yeah, uh, I can't see any undisputable sense. You know, seeing is believing, not believing is seeing, Eva. Answer what question? I told you you can put your question in here, Maya. I don't know what is terrifying. Well, I talk with other trans YouTubers. I try to, you know, educate and also be try to help others and being an advocate. Ethan, no. Have a good night, Voltros. I used to be one KT. No, I'm not trying to be a woman, Michael Harris. I cannot shut down your son's band. He's the one that's doing that. I started transitioning at age 51. Diane, yes, I am trans. Lost sheep, I can tell you that I have less uh, testosterone than a lot of people. So, um, correct. Clothing doesn't make a person either man or woman. Just look at people that are in Scotland. You know, people in Scotland wear kilts. So does that make you? Yes, transition, Peter Panic. It just takes time to, a lot of it as you're growing up, there's your culture that tries to keep you in the closet. That's why how that's why how it's just like you can't just come out and because I was uh, I grew up in the Mexican culture. I was part of the Mormon church, so two very misogynistic cultures. Yes, I am from Earth, McQueen. I've already been to a therapist, Gabe, so that is part of being able to transition, is that you do have to see a therapist. Yes, Democrat is a party and a culture. So is the Conservative Party, and also, uh, well, guess what, Jordan? I am Mexican. I did deconstruct my faith. You can watch my whole video series on deconstructing, and I have proved how they are a cult using the bite model in my series. No, the therapist did not fail. She helped me find my true self. I voted for Trump twice. Actually, I did. The culture, yes. So is because I'm an independent, so I sit right in the middle. This last time I did vote Democrat, but before I used to vote Republican. Both parties are um, are a culture. They are, you know, a way that they help you think. Uh, Not this past election, but the previous election when the uh, Capitol riot did happen. I actually belong to a church for atheists. No, it is not too much now. Coming out at 50, one can come out at any age as trans. Hi, Lauren. Welcome to the stream. Cameron, you don't need to know that. I'm at home, actually. Valerie, I don't believe in God or Jesus. So, thank you, Diana, for the compliment. Maybe I do, John. I don't think I really don't feel it's pushed onto children. I was born male. I will tell you that. Really, I'm gonna tell all the God people here uh, and the Jesus people, if you guys want to waste your time, uh, don't come to my channel. I don't believe in God. I don't believe that it's pushed onto kids. Um, I wouldn't push it onto anybody. Well, to get a boyfriend, you just have to be nice to people. I'm a female, a transgender female. You know, I'm gonna say one thing. No, I don't believe in God or Jesus, but I'm gonna say one thing. I do want to thank everyone for coming on here, even the ones that are very conservative, believe in God, uh, and because you guys are just helping my channel grow. So please do hit a like and subscribe. What's not a church? Thomas is good. He's resting. He just laid down to rest right now. Welcome, Claudia. Glad to see you here. Yeah, everybody is just giving attention to my channel uh, by coming on here and spreading hate. So thank you, everyone, because my channel has now gotten over 1,200 subscribers from everybody that comes here and does this. So I've had live streams that have had over 14,000 views just because of you. So let's continue this. It's not okay to hate, but the hate comments are what helps the channel grow. We've hit 10 likes, you guys, so let's try to make it to 15. Um, I don't believe in God, so you can continue to say he's the way, but I don't believe. I would only believe if I saw him, and seeing is believing, not believing is seeing. A treasure is what I call all my subscribers and my viewership because I value all the viewership I get on here. Yes, I do go to a church for atheists and agnostics. Thank you, James. I saw you jump on there. Yes, it is a church. We share a common non-belief. It is also, uh, of all places in Utah, which is a hardcore Mormon state, they actually let us register it as a 503c. So, yeah, we are considered a church of atheism. No, I said I was a Trump supporter in his first two elections, not anymore. No, we don't call it a mosque. Actually, we do our services here on our godless sermons here on YouTube. Why wouldn't it be a church? I want to, it's your explanation of a church. Uh, I really I don't understand why people can't. Why do atheists? Because we can get together and talk. You know? No, churches don't mean it's a Christian worship. It can be a. How come there's a Baptist church? There's a Christian church. There's a Lutheran church. You guys can't say that there's churches are just Christian. I mean, like I said, seeing is believing. If you guys showed me there was proof, I would I would believe you. But I don't believe about believing is seeing. Oh, people are asking me about what I believe in as far as faith, and I keep telling them that I'm cricket. I just want to answer your question. People are asking me w- what I believe if I'm or what faith I follow if I am not a Christian, and I say I'm an atheist and that I belong to a church of atheism. Actually, the anonymous mask is actually just a symbol that Anonymous took. People don't realize that that is actually a Guy Fawkes mask. How many of you know who Guy Fawkes was? Uh, he was actually a very influential member of Parliament in the United Kingdom, uh, and at a certain time, Parliament was falling apart, and they were gonna. They basically he was gonna had actually they had set up a bunch of explosives under Parliament, and he was the last one seen there. So that is a Guy Fawkes mask. It's not an anonymous mask. Like I said, I don't. I have found my true self, Lakin. I don't believe in Jesus, so I'm not. I can hear any call. First of all, you need to learn how to spell fox. It's Fawkes. Exactly. And I'm not a member of the anonymous movement. I just thought it was a pretty cool looking mask. Maybe you should watch V for Vendetta. Kind of told a story behind it, but I learned more about it. And my subscriber here, Claudia, does have a lot of good things to say all the time. It's if people come in here to try to no, we're not a club. We're our Church of Atheism. We even have atheist hymns, and we do sermons every Sunday and Wednesday. You're welcome to come to the Church of Coror. No, it's not a club. It's just this blouse with with jeans on. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Please do leave a like and subscribe. It's called the Church of Coror, or uh, let me put it on here. It'll be here on YouTube. It's spelled church. You can look it up right now if you want it. You can even look up the history behind it. Korihor was actually a character in the Book of Mormon. Many of us are ex-Mormons. Many of us are ex-Mormons, Grand Slam, and there are many stories that many of us have um, that show how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a cult. Well, Lady Jane, our plan is to start buying old church buildings in different states, and start having sermons in brick and mortar places. But so the I'm gonna ask you one question. During COVID, was the Catholic Church no longer a church because it it wasn't in a building? We don't have me. I belong to a atheist church. No, Wayne, it is not counterproductive. Um, but Wayne, many churches still allow people to go online. So uh, there, there's no reason. We believe in what we call the light of reason. That could probably be the only thing we say. We don't say bless you. We say shine bright. And that's what we do. We do it from a website. We do it from StreamYard onto YouTube. Exactly, and that's it. Is people aren't open to try something new, and people can't grasp that something is something different than Coror is not the Antichrist. Actually, people tormented Coror uh, for being an atheist, and I believe it was a wizard that took his voice away. So someone is Mormon in here, I can tell, because they obviously know the story of Coror. Well, Wayne, try it out on. Just go to Church of Coror here on YouTube on I believe, yeah, Wednesday we should have a sermon. Joe, our first herald, will believe it. So, Cricket, are you a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Joseph Smith was a I suggest you watch my whole series on Yeah, your LDS. I do have a whole series of my deconstruction from the LDS Church, um, and I do break down the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints into the model of authoritarian control, and it does prove that it is a cult. Joseph Smith was a person that had 32 wives, and many were underage. I am 54, Nana. I think many also. I'm actually getting some LDS people in here need to start looking at the Ruby Franke story. I didn't go on a mission. I didn't serve a mission. I was a convert at age 24. I just in the past year deconstructed. That's something that happens, Matthew. It's not something I can tell you how to do it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Well, it's just something that's not taught. You just have to meet someone. Oh, I hope you had a great mission. Well, you can see through my channel, people here do treat me just like to bully people that are trans, but when I go out here in Albuquerque, there's no problem. Are you talking about my cat eye eyeliner? If that is, I appreciate that. I realized at age 51, there were many things that pointed to it in my lifetime. I would do makeup in my teens and stuff like that. Um, I'm doing well, Jimmy, but it took me a long time to actually come to the realization I was trans. I would suggest you learn some grammar, though, Jonathan. Thank you. Um, I don't make adult content. I tried an OnlyFans for a little bit, but it didn't get many views, so I didn't go anywhere from there. Kathy, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here, chica. ¿Por qué crees que soy gringo cuando soy mexicano? Hi, Kira. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Pues uno no tiene que suponer que uno es gringo porque nomás habla inglés. Rebecca, my channel, my name is Jules. I consider everyone that visits here a treasure. And I talk about the 5 T's on my channel. I talk about transition. I talk triathlon. I talk trends. I do some teaching. And I talk trucks, which is my Nissan Xterra four-wheel drive manual transmission that I bought recently, and I am doing a resto mod. Uh, the thing is, there's one really, um, it's like getting a girlfriend because I'm into women still. So if you want to get a boyfriend, it's about, you know, starting to talk to the person first. I don't regret being trans. Well, I used to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but I no longer am because I started down the rabbit hole and found that it is a cult. You know, I actually belong to a church. If you were a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you will find that there was and I don't know if it was in Elma that there was the story of Coror. I actually belong to a church called the Church of Coror, which um, basically was an atheist in the Book of Mormon. Cross-dressers do it more for just as, you know, it's, how can I explain it? Trans women, you feel the difference inside that there is something in you that is telling you that you are not a man, while cross-dressers just like to dress in women's clothes. Jesus Christ, I think it's all a myth. It is a church of Coror, even up with the permits in the state of Utah. I watch John Dehlin all the time. In fact, I am applying to go on his channel. I don't stream every day, snail mail. I maybe we'll do Tuesday and then Thursday through Sunday. Well said, Orion. There were times through my life that I've always, tried on women's clothes, makeup, stuff like that. But uh, my final realization came at age 51. I don't say God is real. I've never seen him. So actually, if we're talking LDS, say seen them because the belief in the LDS church is that people can become gods, and they teach as God was is man once. What is it? As God once was, man will be. Um, so they're polytheistic. I don't believe in any God. Seeing is believing, not believing is seeing. Actually, I have seen my brain in CAT scans, PET scans, SPECT scans, and all that. How do you know it's not a she? I don't understand. Thank you for the comment there, hubby. Please do leave a like and subscribe. Go on with the question. I can measure air or oxygen at my work by putting a device on someone's finger. I am a nurse. I haven't seen air, but I've seen measurements of air. You know, the PSIs that you put in your car tire, the I've been a nurse for oh 13 over 20 years. And before that I was a road medic, so no, I haven't seen an atom. Ooh, that's a tough one. Would I say I would probably say the brothers Gibb. Yeah, I agree with you, hubby. There people are just transphobes and try to prove us wrong in so many ways. Any oh, I've got many stories I can tell, especially having worked 13 years in the emergency room. I could tell you one that you probably wouldn't take someone else's medications that were prescribed to someone again. But, that's a story for another day because that would be breaking uh, what's called HIPAA. Someone asked me this last night, and it might have been you, Kevin. I'm actually gonna have to say Stevie Nicks. I've been out for about, like I said, about 3 years now. At, and 2 years ago, I started my actual transition taking uh, hormone replacement therapy. Vincent, yes, I am. No prayers in my channel. There, and it doesn't have to be just middle school bullies. It's bullies everywhere. Just look at it on this channel. Many people are just coming in here to try to bully me. But you know what? It only helps my channel grow and helps it reach more people that are trans or LGBTQIA. Um, some friends, some people will accept you, some people will not. And and that's why you have to have what's called a chosen family. And why aren't you not anymore, Jesslyn? And I do want to thank you there for saying that, Ern. I'm here just to help people out, just kind of, you know, and see what they have to say, and people come in and try to bully me. And like I said, it just helps the channel grow. Well, thank you, Squid Fuzz. Jesus. My uncle's name was Jesus. They used to call him Chewy. In fact, that in Mexico, that is the common name for Jesus. They call them Chewy. Kind of like Chewbacca. Well, I do want to thank everybody because our channel has grown by almost 17 new subscribers. We have gotten almost as many views as last night's stream. So I do want to thank everybody for coming on here. And we're probably going to keep going for about another 45 minutes, because then I do have to get ready for work tomorrow. My favorite character would have to be the best anti-hero of all time, Han Solo. And my favorite movie is, that's an antiquated term there. It's now called intersex. My favorite Star Wars movie would have to be Empire Strikes Back. If you guys go look, I do have last year, like May the 4th, 2024, I did do a video on the best, listing the Star Wars movies from the my least favorite to my most favorite. Oh, well, that's cool, Janet, for telling us. Rogue One is my number 2 favorite there, Kathy. Rogue One is just number 2 because of exactly what the heroes do at the end. They sacrifice their own lives to get the plans to the Death Star. That is awesome. I think that's why Rogue One would have to be my favorite standalone. You just see them sacrifice their lives as they just die, as they're, because they make the sacrifice. Here comes your ASMR heater, Kathy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Just picking up my watch. Good old Thomas will come and wag his tail. Guy doesn't know how big his tail is. Yeah, it is a fantasy movie, but they did in the movie that was their big thing, is I think they're sacrificed their lives. If you break down the Star Wars as a movie, it is just as believable as the Bible. Each movie is like a chapter of the Bible and just as believable. For all the biblical people that are in here. Because if you look at it, Anakin was born with no father. He was basically born of a, you know, a mother that and had no father. Um, you know, and what's he become? He becomes the chosen one. You know, he's the one that's supposed to bring balance to everything. Star Wars is basically the story of Anakin. Um, so that's what it is. You know, that's all it is. And what is Star Wars? Is a piece of fan fiction. So what is the Bible? A piece of fan fiction. I rest my point on that. Hi Anaya, welcome to the stream. Glad to meet you. Your name looks familiar. Have you been? Do you ever visit Mama Shar's stream? I'm doing well, Batman. How are you? Please do leave a like. Well, but it shows that I'm sure pretty much that they're both fan fiction. In other words, uh, how is someone going to be created without having both uh, gametes to form a zygote? Maybe if you guys want to really, especially for the LDS people, maybe want to go watch The God Makers. That's a very good documentary. Greetings, Moto. Welcome to the stream. So, you know, before I left the Mormon church, I really sought out many things that I had put on my shelf because I kept finding things uh, just going through the internet. But you know what? I didn't want to believe things. And I just kept stacking them on this shelf, the figurative shelf. And then I just kept putting them on there. Eventually that shelf broke and I didn't believe in anything. That's the thing, is why does he have so many names? Well said, Orion. People can, you know, meditate, and they don't need a god. They need to, they can just sit there and meditate, do yoga, tai chi, and everything. There's no god needed. My, I don't have any religious trauma. I have subscribers that do. So I am here to advocate for my subscribers that do have the religion that in their is their trauma. My me, I believe in nothing. Uh, I would have to say Abba. Yes, I've had a wife. I left my church, then I went through gender dysphoria, not during my time in the church. Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. I'm surprised people see it so much since I'm wearing my glasses, but I do have to wear them to be able to read the comments. No big deal, Ern. My weekend's going good. Just, spent it with him and then I got some items for my for the Gem X. So I'm probably gonna install it Friday. What does gender dysphoria feel like? It just feels you don't align with your body. It just you feel different. There's certain things you find in life that you don't want to do as the gender you were assigned at birth. Yes, my preference has remained the same, but I have friends who theirs has changed. I got a roof rack. I did have to get the crossbars because Xteras usually come with crossbars, but whoever I bought it from didn't have them. Didn't have them when I bought it. Yes, I do prefer women. But some people tell me later on, as more and more estrogen builds up, that there might be the fact that later on I may prefer men. So, uh, my, oh, thank you, Kathy. You jumped right in there. Actually, my opinion about transgender women in sports is that they do have an advantage. So one, either a trans category should be created, or uh, I I think there should be a trans category, a male to female trans category, or even just mix everybody together. Men aren't the only ones that transition, Crimble. I think you should start looking at maybe look up the channel called Buck Angel. That is a female to male transitioner. I know you're trying to get me there, Novo. I I look for these people that I that try to get me with good old Bart Simpson nicknames and have me do a shout out with them. Well said, Orion. I like that. Yeah, I think they should make like trans categories in sports. I didn't see what I said. I live authentically, and this is who I am. Hello, Billy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, or I mean, this will continue to be. I mean, and it, but though, look at this. We're only an hour in, and we're 3,000 views in, so it's really helping the channel grow. Um, and I really thought of that last night, Space Frog, because I was coming home from a restaurant with a friend, and she accepts the fact that I'm trans. She's very conservative, but there is one thing that she said. I don't think that you should be using the women's restroom, as it comes down to the whole, you know, kid thing. Well, just like a male uh, child molester may be in a male's bathroom with kids there, it, you know, a trans person in a women's restroom doesn't equate to that. So I think that's where people are wrong. And I think they get the wrong opinion right away, thinking that we are uh, the well, Stephen Belmont. We I was gonna say that. Well said, Orion. Well, yeah, but what about? Oh, correct. I mean, I don't understand why the male to female trans get more backlash than the male or than the female to male. And many people, as I grew up, always thought I was actually just that I was gay, and I never knew why. I liked women and stuff like that. So but in my teen years, I did experiment with my mom's makeup. I remember from when I learned how when I was potty trained, and I learned to sit to go to the bathroom. Um, I was always sitting to go to the bathroom. Heath, yes, I do have kids. Well, said Space Frog, yes, there are women predator too. So people, I think, misunderstand that whole concept. We're at 70 viewers right now. So, I mean, but we've had 3,165 views. I actually remember that. I actually remember once it was done, I always sat down after that. And then in my teenage years, when I was at home, I would go over to my mom's bathroom. All her makeup was spread out there, and I would really just always experiment with him. Thank you, King Nothing. Do you know the origin of the anonymous mask? It's not just the hacktivist group. Well, Heath, you don't realize how much kids actually bully teachers. Maybe you should look up Alyssa Grenfell. She's an ex-Mormon, but she was a teacher in Utah, and those kids gave her a hard time. Uh, well, Ern, tell me what percentage of people in the world are trans, and then tell me the percentage that have regret. Why do you think I am kind of happy that I realized it at age 51? Because I know how many people in the not just the United States, but in the world are trans. In the world, 0.95 of the population is trans. So you're talking about so if you're talking, even if it was 2 you know, even if it's lower than 1% of the 0.95 in the world, tell me how many people. I actually, I think I think John DeLynn looked it up recently, and that was his dissertation for his PhD in psychology. Welcome, Avita. Yes, 0.95%. That's pretty much. Yes, Jamal. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Uh, we have now hit 19 likes. We're getting close to 20. Um, I said yes. And I'm not Christian. And you know, warehouse, uh, and then on top of that, the Mormon Church has really, really put down. If you go onto my Mormon Church videos, my deconstruction videos, you will find that I taught what the new policy that they came out with back in August. I did one video from MSNBC and one from the Mormon Church's actual, uh, you know, the actual manual, the priesthood manual. Cricket, are you talking about the LDS Church? I'm not going to join because I've already been uh, a member, and I've discovered that the church is a cult. Um, they tell you how to behave. So there's behavioral control, information control. There is thought control and emotional control. And I would suggest that you go and find, yeah, and financial control. The church is worth $300 billion, you guys. Just the amount of tithing and how they've invested it. Uh, they they are one of the biggest financial holders of many businesses. Walmart, they're big. They own a big part of Walmart, Microsoft, Apple, even Exxon. They're worth tons of money. They are the wealthiest church in the world, and they're totally, you know, they should be worth over $1 trillion probably in the next I would say 10 years. Oh, the garments, I used to wear them. I wouldn't wear garments again. And of course, garments, you know, like women's garments, you have to wear your bra over the garment. I will be doing a video about temple ceremony once I get down to temples on my on the book I've been breaking down. Because I did go to the temple. I still have my temple recommend. Actually, whenever you just prove something to me, you guys keep things secret, not sacred. I have one of these. This is called a temple recommend. This is what one need. This little hall pass here is with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Requires you to have before you go into the temple. If you don't have one of these, this little hall pass, they won't let you in. Well said, Kathy. They need to tax them. I bet you if they tax the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you know, they were recently caught by the SEC, and they had to pay fines, and which was nothing for them because the fine that they had to pay was hardly anything to them, seeing that they're worth 300 billion. I still have my priesthood certificates from when I was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I am currently applying to go on Mormon Stories and be able to talk to John Dehlin. So I think that'll be an interesting conversation. Yes, Ern, welcome to my channel, everyone. I'm Jules. Remember, you are a treasure here. Please do leave a like and subscribe. Cricket, actually, Mormon Stories is actually very good because John Dehlin does tell the truth. And that's why they excommunicated him. I also watch Cults to Consciousness, Cara Burrell. Who are some of the others? I watch Megan O'Connor show, I Latter-day Lead Digest. I watch all of them, and I'm friends with a lot of them already. I'm Gen X, you guys. Gen X. I'm an 80s child through and through. Hey, Kathy, so shall we play a godless hymn? I got one for you. Yeah, that's where we want to go. Let's see. I'm thinking this one should be the best one. Let's play some godless hymns. I think this will be an excellent one.
Bubblegum stuck to my shoe. Heavy painting in the neon hue. Cracked vase on the kitchen floor. I get what I want, then I want more. Soaking in the bathtub fizz.
I told you, Kathy, this will be perfect. I got the Florida Gators. It's a godless hymn. I don't experiment with drugs. I don't believe in God.
Rip tights and a leather jacket. Got a secret, can you hack it? Lights blur as we drive fast. Make this moment last and last. Pink lipstick on your collar screen. We make a pretty reckless team.
Nope, no alcohol.
Nobody else can compare.
No family home evenings. Yes, cricket.
Bubblegum stuck to my shoe. Heavy painting in the neon hue.
Yep, lick my cupcake. That is actually a song that my friend developed using AI to develop this song for the Godless Church of Coror. And that actually has a lot of meaning, that song, because it is a lesson used in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints um, as purity culture. Thank you about the elf. I've had that since the 90s. I'm not a hacker. I just bought this because I liked it. Okay, you have a good night, MS. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. We've already surpassed 20 likes. Thank you to everyone. Yeah, we're at 36 likes now. Good evening, Rayuko. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I live in New Mexico, so I'm big into the alien thing. I did not go to BYU. I probably couldn't get an ecclesiastical blessing to go to BYU. Correct. Trans means transition or transgender. No, I'm not gender fluid. I didn't see Short's comment. I don't believe in that he died on the cross, brother. Well said about the sex chromosomes here. There are many combos of chromosomes that one can have, which causes the intersex community. Where is Short's comment? I didn't see it. Yeah, Steph Sanjani is great. I would recommend her. I haven't been following Elon Musk's daughter. I wouldn't want to follow anything that has to do with Elon because every morning that I show up to work, I have to send an email to my human resources department due to Elon saying 5 things that I did last week. If you guys really want to know who's running the country, it's Elon. Big S, what do you mean about a collab? My pronouns are she, her, hers. Yeah, I the whole Elon thing doesn't, I wouldn't buy a Tesla, I wouldn't buy a Cybertruck, I don't want any, I don't know, I would probably have to check about his daughter, but I anything having to deal with Elon, it's almost like a no. Big S, I didn't see Short's comment. So, yes, easy, she, her, hers. Elon's running our country, basically. And why? Because he has lots of money. Um, correct. He's an oligarch. Every Monday when I go to work, okay, maybe I haven't said it today. I work for the federal government. I have to go in, type an email to my human resources department saying 5 things that I did last week. Trump, not anymore. I voted for him his first two elections, but I wouldn't vote for him again after what happened at the Capitol. I left the church. I got baptized, not baptized, but I did the oath of reason for the Church of Coror. Once you get, uh, if once you devote yourself to another church, the church of, like me, the Church of Coror, and given the oath of reason, then the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will remove you from the scrolls. Kind of a way to find your way around it, rather than having to write this big long resignation letter, and then they send missionaries to your door, and so you have to find your way around. Elon is basically running the country. He's gonna change things in such a hardcore conservative way that basically he's, like someone said, he's an oligarch. Basically, he's gonna run it his way, and it all comes down to 3 words: is follow the money. He's not gonna do everything we want. Correct. And the thing is, I bet you he hardly, they would. Cricket, did you see the the policy that the church made on trans people in August? I think you should go onto the church's website and read that policy in the leadership handbook. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you that the Mormon church owns a lot of Tesla stock. That's why they're worth so much. It is dropping like a rock right now. Kathy, let her keep it up. Obviously, this is a person that does not realize about the church, hasn't read the church's website about the gospel topic essays, has not read the CES letter or No Man Knows My History. Um, you know, showing about Joseph Smith's polygamy, that he had 32 wives. many that were 14 years old. Also, Brigham Young, the second president of the church, had over 50 wives. Um, so this is someone that's just putting items on the shelves, and one day maybe her shelf will break. But they're they probably don't realize about what happened with Ruby Franke or uh, Lori Vallow. And those were just people that kept putting items on the shelf. She is passing. She is passing a line. But the thing is, I can probably continue to uh, show her all the things wrong with the church. Um, she just basically needs to really Cricket basically needs to go into Dr. Stephen Hassan's uh, bite model of authoritarian control and put the church into every category. The church hits 99.9 um, uh, signs and symptoms of being a cult. So they control your behavior, they control your thoughts, they control the information they give you, and they control your emotions. I'm not saying I know better. I'm just saying what I discovered from the same church. Yet she continues to try to get me to convert back. But I'm just telling them telling her what I discovered. And this is a person that's not gonna go and look at it, just gonna continue to put what kind of fry sauce? I don't put uh, ketchup on my French fries. I like them plain and simple. You want me to tell you what else was invented in Utah? The prepper movement. MLMs grow in Utah. It's the highest MLM rate in of people joining MLMs. Also, it creates cults within a cult. I suggest to everyone that is on here to watch the Hulu series docu-series called um, Devil in the Family: The Fall of Ruby Franke. This was a woman that started following basically the teachings of a therapist that was recommended by the Mormon Church, and you should see the hideous things that she did to her children. I do, I do like cheeseburgers. Hey, what random video person? How are you? Yeah, you should see the whole Claudia. If you haven't seen the whole series on Hulu, I would suggest to watch the whole docu series. That is nuts. And right now there's another one on trial, and uh, and who actually ended up killing her children, and they were also LDS. So there's no way you could make me go back to the church. Uh, you know what? I don't think I ever really watched The Sopranos. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. It's called Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke. I'm talking the Mormon church. There's multiple people recently that have harmed their children, even up to killing them, that have been on trial in the past few years. No, I haven't seen that one. I know there is also one on let's see, on Netflix. Uh, oh, I know, Avita. There's always comments to laugh at. Um, I will believe in evolution. Yeah. There's one in on Netflix. It has to do with the Mark Hoffman bombings. Uh, I know what CTR stands for. I used to actually had a license plate that said CTR truck. Um, Actually, the Mark Hoffman bombings, many Gen Z LDS may not know about, was actually a man that had created a letter that, no, I don't believe in God, that would disprove the first vision seen by Joseph Smith. And the church, the first presidency, had seen it. Uh, and and um, especially when they think they have the gift of discernment, which means that nobody can lie to them because they know the truth. Uh, they they weren't able to tell that this guy was selling them a forgery, and the church actually bought this forgery, disproving the church, the first vision. And this guy ended up doing a bunch of bombings in the 70s in Salt Lake City, killing multiple people. His name's Mark Hoffman, and uh, it was about the white salamander. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God. Thank you, love. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Remember to please hit a like and subscribe to the channel. We are now at 1,279. We're doing fantastic. The channel has been growing lately. I still have to do the giveaway for the one. What was it? The 1,020. I will put instructions in our live on Tuesday. Exactly, Avita, you're right. Ask them to pay you back the tithing that you ever pay, that people have paid, stuff like that. You know, people will pay 10% tithing and it's not even worth it. The big thing that I've discovered, though, they do say that once you start mentioning the Mormon church in here, they start paying you royalties. I am not going to join a different denomination. I've been Catholic. I've been Mormon. I don't believe in any God. I belong to a church of atheists. Yeah, I remember family home evening games. My favorite food, oh, I'd be between pizza and Mexican food. Um, oh, look at this, Kathy. Look at how many people are giving us views right now. Well, good for you. I would rather have $7,000 more, and you know how much more work I can do to my car. Uh, Tithing, the church could live without tithing. Just on the interest alone from the $300 billion that they're worth, they can uh, they can support themselves from that. Ooh, chicken fried steak sounds good too. It's just a on it's a place where it's a church where we do sermons about random things. I did one about arrows and the symbolism of arrows in our life. And we do it here on YouTube. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, we do a sermon. You can choose to do one, or you can choose to become what's a luminary, kind of our way of being a missionary. Um, to be a luminary, you don't even have to be a member of the church. We do missions of reason. So one thing I did was, I still have stuff left over. My mission of reason for the winter is I gave out beanies, fleece beanies, and gloves to the homeless. So see, I would rather spend $7,000 buying beanies, gloves, and for the homeless, rather than just give it to the church. Imagine how many homeless I could make and warm with that. Thank you. I voted for Kamala. The previous two elections, I voted for Trump, but I voted for Kamala this time. Because Cricket, how many times do you see the church actually go hand out blankets, beanies, and gloves to homeless people? They won't do it. They take your tithing and put it into a bank account, and part of it goes and makes money. My friend was out in front of Temple Square giving blankets to the homeless. That's what the Church of Coror does. No, I'm not a Christian. You hand out books of Mormon. Well, a book of Mormon is not going to do a lot for a homeless person. But if I hand them a blanket, it will do a lot for them. Or a beanie and gloves. It'll make them warm. Another time, my friend had a ton of blankets to take out. Then he bought a bunch of Red Baron pizzas. He cooked them in his oven, put them in foil, and handed 2 slices to every homeless person he went to. It may be deep. I go to the Church of Coror. It is a godless church. We are a church for atheists and agnostics. It doesn't have to do with being a member of the LGBTQ community. It has to do with no belief in God. There is nothing that shows me that there is a God. Well, my friend lives in Utah, and he went throughout Utah County and in Salt Lake, even by Temple Square, and was handing out blankets to the homeless. You know how much they appreciate a blanket? Because there's no, I'll give you the major one. I don't see any proof of, of biblical stories. I don't see proof of the actual ark. I don't see wood from Noah's actual ark. I haven't seen. Uh, I know that the Bible, the book of the Bible, and the two books were put together. Uh, were put together by a pagan, and there's so many uh, inconsistencies in it. I see many homeless people every morning when I go to work. I drive down one street, and as I go, I see their tents set up. And like I said, this year I handed out about 70 pairs of gloves along with a beanie to at least 70 homeless people. I couldn't get everything. I'm a I'm a transgender woman, Akeem. I don't believe in anyone. I'm an atheist. Yeah, Area 51. I used to have an office called Area 51 at a pharmaceutical research lab that I worked at. You saw the golden plates. The golden plates, nobody has seen them because if you saw the golden plates, you're not even supposed to be around because like not even Emma saw the golden plates. Hey Lena, welcome to the stream. Oh, you saw them in a dream, so that means you just dreamt them up. So they weren't there. If you would have seen them physically, would have been another story, but I'm not gonna believe that one because it's just a dream. I'm not gonna say your name because that is a trap. When people say my name, say my name, it means it's a trap. Love that urn. Oh, I know, Blast. This happens every time. My name is Jules. All of you are my treasures. And we're coming up on 2 hours in about 10 minutes. I wouldn't believe they're real cricket until I held them in my hands. Do you know how heavy those plates would have to be? If you watch Mormon stories, have you ever seen the fake ones that John DeLynn has that are just simulated ones? Just those little brass ones he has, he states are heavy. Gold is a heavy substance. Joseph Smith wouldn't be able to carry them, especially when he was chased down for them. Big Bang Theory. That says it all. The world could have just burst from gases out in the universe. So is God. God, there's no um thank you for the glasses compliment. God is a theory, God is a myth. Not unless you show me um actual, for me seeing is believing. So if I saw him in person, then uh I would believe, but not believing is seeing. Cricket, no. I have to see him in person. Seeing is believing, not believing is seeing. Where? I don't see him around here. And how can one person be around everywhere? Well said, Avito, the landlord is real. But even my landlord owns several buildings, and he's not at all of them. You see Thomas there, Kathy? Yeah, he's right there. He's a great dog. Yeah, he gets his little hyper moments, but that's a Dalmatian uh, thing. Um, we got about 5 minutes to go. The thing is, Lena, what's going to happen here is Cricket, basically what she's trying to do is she's trying to convert people. And this is what people try to do when they are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're going to tell you everything just to convert you. Look at that, you guys, 51 likes. Yeah, and that's one thing they believe is that they're the only one true church, and they're only gonna, try to reinforce. I have 51 on my end, and remember, 51 is um, yeah, actually, Kathy always hears my ASMR heater. Um, no, actually, what was it? You guys ever heard of overview effect? That's a very cool thing to do. We did overview effect today on the Church of Coror on the godless in the godless sermon. Well, you guys, I think I'm coming up on my last 4 or 5 minutes. I could, I could get it as a. I already paid. I played the song too. Were you here that for that, Avita? No, Lane is not defending cricket. Lane is one of my moderators. Actually, Avita, one day someone brought us cupcakes at work, and I took a lick out of that cupcake and I sent a picture of it to my friend that wrote the song or that created the song. I wish I should. I think I still have the picture. I should put it on the channel. If you guys go to the, you guys could probably search it out on YouTube. It's a short the that he created to play the hymn, and it actually shows someone licking a cupcake. Baby Bear, yes, it is one. Okay, you guys, we're coming up here. It's we're into an hour and 57 minutes. I do um I do want to thank everybody that did come on here and support the channel. Of course, we always get our, our usual people that aren't supportive, or right here, obviously, John just showed us. We did grow, the channel did grow to 1,282 subs. That put us at 30 new subscribers. So that's fantastic. We're at 9,000 views for the last couple of days. I do need to get, my stuff ready for tomorrow for work. Lena, I wish you would have been here longer. It's always awesome to have you in here. I know you've got your kiddos, so and so please, I do want to say thank you everyone for joining me here on the stream. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please, I do want to say we'll have another stream probably on Tuesday night once this guy gets rested up, and go from there. Everyone have a good night. Remember, I'm Jules. All of you are my treasures, and you were in Area 5T1. Have a good night, and thank you.